Hi everyone, good day. Welcome to VSPARKZ. Today we are going to discuss the prerequisites that is needed before learning Google Cloud Platform. If you like this video, please subscribe to VSPARKZ channel and click the bell icon for the latest updates. This is the agenda of this video. We are going to discuss on these topics in this video. Here comes the cloud journey. People who starts their career in cloud computing must be knowing the fundamentals of operating systems, hardwares and servers. We should be knowing the fundamental components like CPU, memory, hard disks, etc. We should be knowing the basics of networking. Next is basics of Active Directory, Google Accounts and Google Workspace. Google Workspace is formally called as G Suite. Finally, we should be knowing the concepts of virtualization. Then we can start with cloud computing. Basically, there are three different types of cloud computing environments. They are public cloud, private cloud, and hybrid cloud. AWS, Azure, and GCP are the prominent cloud service providers for public cloud. Similarly, you can also see the vendors for private cloud and hybrid cloud environments. Now, we will discuss a bit more about the prerequisites. First, we will be discussing about the operating systems and the hardwares. To run our applications, codes, jobs, etc., we need an operating system. At last, we are going to run these things in the cloud environment, and so it is essential to learn the enterprise-grade operating systems. Cloud service providers offers a variety of operating systems starting from Windows, Linux, SUSE, etc. A basic idea of these operating systems is a must. Next is hardwares. Actually, our cloud computing environments are built on top of the physical hardwares or machines that constitute high performance computing servers, storage servers, high performance networks, etc. These things forms the backbone of the cloud computing environment. So we should be knowing the basics of CPU, memory, hard disks, networks, etc. We should be knowing all these entities that constitute physical infrastructure. Next is networking. Without pulse, a human body is considered to be dead. Similarly, without a proper network connectivity, a machine is considered to be dead. See how important a network is. A good network is considered to be the pulse of a machine. It is essential to have a good understanding of networking. We should have some basic knowledge of routers, gateways, switches, firewalls, IP addresses, route tables, subnetting concepts, software-defined networks, and so on. The next item we should know is Active Directory. We should be knowing how groups and users are managed in an Active Directory with the required permissions. Next, we should be knowing the Google accounts as well. You should know the difference between the individual user accounts and the organizational accounts. These accounts are needed in order to access the Google Cloud itself. Not only Google Cloud, other products of Google also you can access. We all know how to create and access individual user accounts because most of us would have created it to access Gmail, Google Drives, etc. But how do you manage the organizational Google accounts for your organization? It is with the help of Google Workspace or Cloud Identity. Google Workspace is formally called as G Suite. For an organizational account setup in Google Cloud, we should rely on Google Workspace or Cloud Identity features. With the help of these services, we can adopt these products for our enterprise usage. The next prerequisite to cloud is to have brief knowledge about virtualization. What is virtualization? Why we are going for virtualization? What are the benefits of virtualization? Are the questions that describes the role of virtual environment in today's digital world. What Wiki says: the act of creating a virtual version of something that includes virtual hardware platforms, operating systems, storage devices, networks, etc. is called as virtualization. Virtual environment saves investments, operational cost, space, labor, electricity, etc. Let us see how. This picture shows a typical physical machine with CPU, RAM, hard disks, network cards, etc. This physical machine is designed to run the single operating system and the application. This model is leaving most of the underlying resources underutilized. For example, you have 16 GB of RAM. The entire RAM or memory will not be utilized by the applications or the operating systems. Moreover, it may use a maximum of 50% and the remaining 50% is considered to be waste or idle. For these idle resources, we are spending money in purchasing these hardwares, maintenance, space, electricity, etc. That is why this machine is called as underutilized machine. We are spending huge money for these hardwares, yet we are keeping these hardware resources idle. Think about a data center where hundreds and thousands of machines are available. See how much money we have wasted. Let us discuss how this problem is solved using virtualization. Let us consider the same physical machine. With the help of virtualization software called as hypervisor, we are running multiple operating systems on top of the physical machine. The container which holds the operating system and the application is called as virtual machines. These virtual machines are equivalent to your physical machine. This virtualization drastically improves the utilization of the underlying physical machine. Now we came to know with the help of virtualization, we are saving the cost in terms of purchasing hardwares, electricity, maintenance, space, rent, labor, etc. What next? Obviously, it's cloud computing. With all these prerequisites completed, if we enter into cloud computing, of course, we can master it. Well, that's it for this lecture. This is the summary that we have discussed so far in this video. Thank you from VSPARKZ and thank you for watching this video.